What it is, what it ain't. You already know it's Top Kid 100 going hard in the paint. The real 15, what you tuned into. Let's go and get that out the way. Now, we already know, man. We got a special guest, man. Y'all already know who he is, man. You know what I'm saying? One of the goats of this thing, one of the forefathers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know me as a forefather, but, you know, 3J in the building, you know what I'm saying?
What's
Talk
up?
your
What's
talk.
up? DJ, aka Mr. Outside, aka Mr. Make a Rapper Mad.
You know, that's all we do, man. We hear Taliban, Osama, all of them talking about bloggers this and bloggers that, man. Like we instigating to some, man. How you feel about that, man? You know, they do be tripping.
We only blogging on what they putting on the internet. Like if they didn't want us to make a blog about it, they should keep it in the streets instead of putting it on Instagram. What we see on Instagram, we gonna do a video.
And that's facts, man. See, what I'm saying is this though. What they gotta understand is this, man. If we don't talk about a lot of things, a lot of these niggas when you have rap careers, cause ain't nobody checking for the music. They doing all type of antics outside of music. You see what I'm saying? And then they go blame the bloggers.
Yeah, they the one doing these publicity stunts or whatever. That's what they doing. Like, and I feel like that they would mention us or say bloggers doing this, bloggers doing that, just so we can go at them and make a video about them. Cause it been a lot of people that I have mentioned and things like that, and they say something about me or DM me or whatever, and then they unsend everything, thinking, oh, he finna get off Instagram, go do a video, and everybody gonna
Hmm.
know who I am.
See, the thing is this though, a lot of people try to do me like that, but see, we a lot smarter than that. We only gonna report on somebody that's worthy to be reported on. You know what I'm saying? And that's real talk. The only people that people really didn't know, you know what I'm saying, who they was, you know what I'm saying, all the people now they trying to be rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Them be the main one trying to diss though the wannabe rappers.
Yeah, 'cause I know you don't even do the interview. You don't even mess with these other bloggers, bro. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of these rappers, even you kind of fell back because they kept taking your channels, man. How was that going?
Man, man, like every time I try to come up, they take it. But you know, it is. I'm gonna keep coming back 10 times harder. If you notice, my other channels I was going hard, but if you notice this channel right here, I'm even going much harder. I started dropping more videos and stuff, but then people, I just fell back. I just ended up falling back and letting other people say what they want to say because when I put it out, nobody don't put out nothing that I can confirm but you. A lot of people be lying in these videos and stuff, so
Hmm.
that what made me fall back from YouTube.
You know what it is? What it is we are connected to a lot of rappers, and you know a lot of people in the comments just don't like that, so they'll say we don't know what we talking about the whole time. You know what I'm saying? We linked in to, you know, somebody that we're talking about, so it's like it's actual facts, but sometimes you got to make it like it's alleged because people be in their feelings, and you got to make a nigga do their research sometime, and that's all we do, man. They even try to put the bloggers against each other. Like when I first came out, trying to put me and you against each other because, you know, I was doing my thing in another way. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's what they do. Like people be telling me, bro, you a stand up dude or whatever. Like the people who don't know me, they be like, you a stand up dude after they have a conversation with me or whatever. The simple fact is or whatever. They didn't let what other people say or whatever. Like there was some people did, some bloggers did. They that was they come up. Let's this 3J or whatever, and we gonna be on. And see, that's why I respect about you or whatever. Because before I subscribed to your channel, I went all the way back on your videos and didn't see no video going at me or whatever like that. You feel me?
Mhm.
So I was like, man, subscribe because I respect that.
But not only that, I want to now that you open that lane for me to speak on that. I blew up on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? I hit 30K, 25K subscribers. You know what I mean? Starting from, Nipsey content and talking about the West Coast and Chicago. So, it wasn't till like, 2000 and I think it was 21 or something like that. I started talking about Baton Rouge 2000, yeah, 2021.
I remember.
So it's like, man,
I
I was
remember.
doing that like on my other channel, but like they said, do it up on your main channel. So that's what I started doing. But the thing is, people get mad, but they don't understand that we wouldn't have nothing to talk about if niggas didn't do nothing stupid. I say nothing stupid, because we ain't about
Yeah,
to back down. I don't know what niggas be thinking. I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna report what I want, man.
yeah, I'm gonna be me too. The same. I'm gonna report what I want, but I feel like when it come to me, once people know I was connected to Lil Yoshi, and when I coming back, he was the most hated. Once they
Hmm.
knew that I was having conversations with him, and I was telling people or whatever that he was a demon, and the dude was really have like crazy. The dude got issues for real. He don't care about nothing like that. Everybody just started like hating me even way more. And then you gotta
I
remember
mean, he
TBC,
did, in that song he got with Hardaway, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He
nigga,
says
I'm
it out his
evil.
own
I
mouth.
step on Jesus.
Yeah, know what I'm saying? So, a nigga come up on the track like that, you know what I'm saying? You know he don't care about, you know what I'm saying? This nigga probably order fried chicken and don't want hot sauce. He don't care about sauces. The nigga don't care about a drink with his food or
He
nothing.
don't. He don't. He don't because I'm like I
Yeah,
done had a
Yoshi
conversation
something
with him.
different.
I done had a conversation with him. I told him or whatever. You got a bag on your head. He said for how much? And I told him he was like, shoot, I collect that on myself. I'm like, nigga, what?
Yeah, he tripping. You know what I'm saying? He one of them niggas. See, Yoshi, he get, I mean, at the end of the day, man, people can say and hate and do what they want to do, man, but he one of the ones that was living what he was actually rapping. I don't care what no
Rapping.
nigga say. He was actually living it. Seven was living it. His niggas over there from the other side, BBG, certain ones were living it. You know what I'm saying? That was really sliding for it too. So,
Because you boy, because you gotta remember though, somebody been told me this. They said that in the 2000s and things, you got gangsters or whatever like that, or whatever that's being rappers or whatever like that. Back then, or whatever, you had rappers or whatever like that want to be gangsters and stuff. Like
yeah,
so, it's like
right.
a mix of it
But
now.
out of who we talk about, you know who the real ones is because the real ones are still get the other one props. Like for instance,
True,
I'm gonna name two people that like is official from both sides. And you know what I'm saying? Okay, we're gonna say Lil Yoshi. Okay, 'cause we already said him. Now, Lil Yoshi himself said BBG Tyler is he really that.
true.
You see what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Regardless of what he said about Baby Joe, he said BBC Tyler like that. And I done heard plenty of other people say the same thing about Tyler and plenty more
Tech,
people.
Tech said that too.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's a prime example of just two examples from each side of so it's
Yeah,
certain ones that you think ain't like that's really like that. You know what I'm saying? And free Tyler, I guess and free, what I mean, Leoshi, I guess, and I say I guess behind that because people keep on acting like you celebrating, niggas getting locked up or something like that. Like we celebrate the bad things that
oh
happen. You
no.
know what I'm saying?
Now, like one thing about me, I never like all while I've been doing YouTube, I never celebrate no man or whatever getting locked up. I say free him, even if I don't like him. I'm say free him or whatever. Let that man come home.
Yeah, but man, at the end of the day, man, people keep on talking like we instigating them. We only bringing it to niggas how it is, man. Like, that's just like me and Maine Music went at it and we had little words. It's because he said he wanted to, see every blogger from the higher ups to the lowest. You know what I'm saying? And then I put a video out on it. You know what I mean? He didn't like the fact that I say he blew up off of Donald Duck, you know what I'm saying? Donald Trump thing. You see what I'm saying? And that's exactly what happened. You know what I'm saying? You did blow up off that, bro. What is you talking about? They used to call you the Trump rapper.
But it's crazy. You want to fight all these bloggers. You want to see them or whatever from the lowest to the highest. But you want to even fight old boy. You want him to fight Fredo though. Fredo said he want to fight you. You didn't say nothing that you want to fight him or nothing. But you want to fight a blogger. That's how a lot of these uh want to be gangsters is though. Y'all they will go at a blogger all day every day. But your ops walking up the street. Your ops or whatever walking around though. But
Man,
you
no
wanna
lie.
you wanna do something to us.
I done already, you know what I'm saying, did an interview with the, Spider Nation Deezy guy, and you know what I'm saying, he said, you know what I mean, that when it was time to spend for his blood brother, that, he started crying and didn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people around you saying that you ain't trying to slide, so never mind fighting, you know what I mean?
But in these songs you sliding, it seemed like these rappers slide more in music than they is in these streets.
Yeah, because you know what I mean. You got to think about it, man. Fredo, you know what I mean. He gonna say his stuff and do his stuff, but he gonna make other songs. He not just thinking about one thing, but he in it with the BS too. You see what I'm saying? But then you got other rappers that all they do is talk about the BS, bro, thinking that it's gonna get them some type of plaque. It's gonna get you a plaque. You know what I'm saying? But not the one you want. You know what I mean?
Man, music, all of his music sound the same, still sound the same though.
Man,
All them disses, it sound the same now. Like it was interesting at the beginning. It was. I was like, yeah, yeah, I feel that. But then he kept going. He done dropped like 15 songs or whatever within like 1 or 2 months.
hmm see, when you
It's
get
getting
to a
old.
time, like, you know what I'm saying, what's it called? He said, "Quit be out his mind." Yoshi creeping like a
Looking like a
caterpillar.
caterpillar.
When you get the, you know what I mean. I seen one Theezy, he a shotter with no dreads. You know what I'm saying? And then on vice versa, you know what I'm saying? Like, NBA YoungBoy on the new song he got cutthroat. He said, "I got them baby ten and baby sheets." Now, I mean, he talking about Herm the Black Sheep,
And
the
Ben 10.
soldiers, and he talking about being 10 soldiers. You see what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah, yeah, true.
yeah, that's still a shout out. You know what I mean? You got to
That's true.
take
Yeah,
that and run along with it and keep making music and keep and build a brand off of it. And I think that a lot of people were just too street for the time. So it's like niggas don't know marketing. Niggas fresh off the block
they
and
don't.
hit.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Cause I ain't gonna lie to you. I did a video. Baby Joe was their way out. Baby Joe was that nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know me.
Yeah.
And I don't get along with him. He was that nigga or whatever. He was supposed to take the niggas to the top. But sometimes when you fumble the ball, when you fumble it or whatever, it's gone.
Well, the way he fumbled the ball was, it ain't got nothing to do with no 70K. I'm gonna put a video out about that very soon too of him, you know what I mean, still talking about that. But the thing is, you gotta look at it like this. I don't think it was no 70K. He tried to do things too fast because he really don't want to be NBA because you know how BBG didn't like NBA for real.
Yeah, yeah, I
All
remember
right,
that.
so that shit still kind of going on. Niggas be faking. So he tried to do something to try to put himself in position so he wouldn't be all, you know what I mean, owned by, you know what I mean, NBA.
NBA, yo.
And it backfired. It's just like niggas really stopped fucking with him because of that.
Yeah, cause sometimes a man want to stand on his own too. But I'm gonna tell you something.
Shit, way to
Everybody,
go.
everybody's not Lil Yoshi though. Lil Yoshi stood there on his own too or whatever like that. Everybody was paying attention to Lil Yoshi. Everybody still kind of paying attention to Lil Yoshi or
But a
whatever like
lot
that.
of Lil Yoshi had helped though, because you got to think about it though. He had songs with Fredo now, and you know what I'm
Facts.
saying. He in every video Fredo got almost. You something in that at first. It,
But I'm saying he ran with the opportunity that Fredo gave him. Joe didn't.
yeah,
Like you said, Joe want to distance himself so everybody won't be like, bro, you only got 1 million views because you don't on the song, because that's how niggas is. That's how niggas do.
no, what messed him up was people found out he really, didn't, you know, do it the
Yeah,
way
yeah,
he
yeah.
did. Cause before that, he had a song, I think Iraq or something, and Kevin
All
Gates.
right, yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Gates was up under the comments, liking it and reposting it and stuff. So he had like 1 million followers, bro.
They left.
No, his page got took
Yeah.
some way somehow, and now
Sometimes.
I think he had like 7,400 or something. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, I know that's where his fame came from. What up, baby Joe with the Draco and all that type of stuff. What up, people was like really like really hyping them up or whatever like that and stuff. So I remember what up. Then remember that song called that Buzzer Beater or whatever put him up there too though.
That's when everybody thought that that
He
he
did
did what
that.
he
Yeah,
did. You know what I'm saying? But see, at the end of the day, everything's coming to light at this point. You know what I'm saying? See,
it
what we
always do, bro.
Yeah,
It
you know what I'm
always
saying?
do.
So they can hate on the bloggers or hate on whatever we put out, but look at it. That's just like the Ben 10 situation that just happened. You know what I mean? Me and you, we know a little something about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But everybody
yeah.
keep on downplaying it. You know what I'm saying?
Downplaying it. You know, but kids, you know, I done got over 50 messages today. They done call me every name in the book or whatever. I'm lying, I'm cap, everything. But I'm gonna tell you something. When NBA Big B got hit at the gas station or whatever, I was one of the first ones to report that,
Hmm.
and everybody said I was lying and I was capping or whatever. The next day they start apologizing. My bad, bro. That stuff is true or whatever. And this and that. I was like, yeah, I know it is true. Y'all want me to go back on my word or whatever like that when I know the facts or whatever. I can give details.
Yeah,
I
he
can give.
see
I know the
they had
details.
to because he had came up there with his with crutches or something, his foot wrapped up or something.
Exactly. Yep. Cause
Yeah.
cause they shot him with the little red tips. That's why. What
Hmm.
if it was like when I did the video when it happened? How can I give y'all that much detail like with Ben or whatever? I'm gonna get the detail. This is exclusive right here. I'm gonna get the details in this interview too or whatever. I know the details.
I'm listening.
I know all the details. And then he in the hospital. I know where he in the hospital at New Orleans. That's where he in the hospital at.
Damn.
They hit him. Some you got the other bloggers. BT hit in shot in BR. He was not shot in PR. He was shot going to New Orleans. He was on the freeway or whatever, and somebody hit him up or whatever 2 times in the back and 1 time in the leg.
And that's because of his profile as an artist.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then he feeding everybody,
Y'all just finna, yup.
the breadwinner. So I understand why he duck in and out. You know what I'm saying?
I was just finna say that being on God, so many people or whatever to support if he end up getting killed or whatever like that. That's why he be outside. Fredo gotta make sure his mama good. Gotta make sure G2
But you
good.
gotta look at it like
Got a
this.
lot of people.
Being 10, a whole OG out here, and if you want to talk about the NBA camp, because he called shots, so he
He
actually
called
do got
shots though.
a heavy responsibility of people that he looking out for. It's just that he just more reckless, That's all.
And post everything on Instagram. On Instagram, we if he in Houston, if he in BR, in BR, he post everything or whatever. Fredo don't do all that.
I know he did that recently, the main music. You know what I mean? Either if he about to do a music video or something. You know what I mean?
Then he say he in BR.
I mean, I know one thing, man. You gotta play it smart, nigga. Ain't no rules in war, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna just keep on, coming outside, posting my location every time I'm somewhere for what? I want y'all to come prepared. No.
And then OG 33 mama went live, started dissing me. She went at me. She went at me because I tagged her. I told her straight up. I said, hey blood, if he didn't get shot, tell him go live or something. I or whatever. Then I was like, oh yeah, and OG Monique, you act like you the spokesman for NBA or something. And she went live and she was like, and to old dude who said, OG Monique, you act like you the spokesman person. And she was like, I am, or whatever. But I didn't know about that live. See, a lot of these people, she said, and you can get on this live if you want to, or whatever. But I'm like, how am I gonna get on live when you didn't tag me, or whatever? If somebody go live or whatever and want me to get on live, tag me so I can know something or whatever. Don't act like you want me to get on the live because I would have debated her or whatever to the end until they kicked me off that live. I would have debated her that being got hit because she said that she caught it around and this and people telling her whatever like that it ain't true and she had to leave the gym. I'm like, man, you know that's true. You just get on here because y'all gotta keep a certain image. Y'all gotta
I
feel
mean,
and look
all the other
untouchable.
blogs keep on, coming at it like, they actually, is saying that it ain't true. And there's plenty of people coming out saying that it ain't true now. But like I said, these are people that maybe have talked to Monique and then, she
I got
said
a
that.
post. I got a post or whatever though, a screenshot of a post where the same dude that's coming on his on Street Juice TV that said that it ain't true. He on the phone with him. He just reposted and said, "Oh, I didn't talk to him on the phone, but I heard from third party prayers up for my brother."
Dang, man, that's crazy work, man. You
Cause
know what
y'all
I
just
mean?
they just discredited me.
So my thing is, man, like we done brought a lot to the game or whatever when it come to this, man. Like people don't know we've been putting in work before COVID. You see what I'm saying? Before, people was talking about just G and and Fredo and NBA and just the main people, you know what I'm saying? And we just brought a whole nother dynamic to this, man. And I think that people don't know this. People think we just came along and we clout chasing or something, you know.
And then they don't know if we say something or whatever, you can put a stamp on it and mail it because 9 times out of 10 we know what we talking about. We not finna draw and lie on somebody or whatever like that. Just like with me saying somebody got shot or whatever, I'm not finna draw and lie on them. But if I find out it wasn't true, I'm a, hey y'all, my bad or whatever. You feel me? No
And that's the main part.
misunderstanding.
That's the main part about being a blogger, I think, man, is admitting your wrongs, man. But I think everybody put us inside one box, man, as if we not human, as if, what I'm saying, we don't do the same things they do in life. Like, I don't know what they thinking, man. You know what I'm saying? But everybody got a history, bro. So that's why we had to, what I'm saying, chop it up in front of the people, man. You know what I'm saying?
And see they fail to realize. See, and that's what they fail to realize. Before we started doing this blogging or whatever like that, we had some, we was in the streets too though. We was doing
Right,
stuff in the streets for real. Like
right.
so people can
Doing
yell at,
time.
oh y'all just a blogger this, blogger that. Nah, nigga, we street first, then we blogging
That's
second.
what I'm saying. I mean, niggas done been back there. You know what I'm saying? They did their little time. Then what I mean, did their little scraps. You know what I'm saying? They been through the, what I mean, bang outs and
That's
what I'm
how. That's
saying.
why we know the right way and the wrong way.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
In the,
Niggas done put that, what I'm saying, that blade on, what I mean, a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? So like we familiar with what we talking about. This is why certain rappers, what I'm saying, that's really doing their thing and they did it out there on the street. They know what's up. They tapping in with us, nigga. They ain't just tapping in with us because, you know what I'm saying, we some, what I mean, candy type nigga, you know what I'm saying? Nah, bro, this is real.
and when I do videos on certain people or whatever, I'm really trying to save you. I ain't doing a video or whatever just to bash you. I'm
Hey,
doing a
you
video trying
funny,
to
man.
really
You said
save
I'm
you.
really trying to save you.
I am. I'm really am.
Yeah,
I'm trying
man.
to save you because if a lot of people would have listened to a lot of stuff I said, they won't be in the ground right now. They'd be alive or whatever. I can name plenty of people. This not go just for BR. This go for Chicago too because that's how I started. People want to rub in my face or whatever, talking about stick to the Chicago stuff, and you coming up off of BR. Actually, I came up from the Chicago blog and LBG Duck when or whatever, whenever all of them was
hmm
still around. That's
hmm
how I came up.
That's where I first seen you from. But at the end of the day, you just was taking off with that VR content, and people just didn't know what was going on, and you was kind of like the first person really like reporting on what was going on in VR. Now, I mean, now when I came along, the dynamic that I brought to it was talking about the street people that don't rap, and that you would have to know. if you know, you know what I'm saying, that was actually tied to these situations, and you was touching up on different aspects the way you were doing it. So it was like, bro, can't nobody help that, you know what I'm saying? People gonna come and find out what's going on from us because we're doing it from a perspective of how the viewer wants to know it. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't got time to be playing with you in the information and you switching up the information on how, from what it was to how you want it to hear it.
And see, people don't realize I started this YouTube stuff because I felt like NBA and all of them was getting all the attention or whatever, and TBG wasn't getting the attention. So that's the real one of the main reasons or whatever. Not that I started YouTube, but that's why I started doing like videos on TBG mostly.
Yeah,
People were like,
but see,
"Yo, why
you
you
know what I
on
mean. It
TBG?"
can kind of show, cause like I say, Lil Yoshi, you know what I'm saying. Before you and him had y'all little fall out, you know what I mean. Cause me and you been talking for years, you know what I'm saying. But it just took a minute for this to happen because of the simple fact that you remember you was saying you were gonna fall back from blogging because people were too sensitive. So, you know what I mean. You were actually gonna stop.
But it was a lot of people telling me not to. It was a lot of people telling me don't stop or whatever. And then
Hmm.
I started falling back, bro, because I ain't gonna lie to you. If I make a video and it's not right or whatever like that, I feel bad. So imagine you sitting back and you know the truth about so much situation, but then all the a lot of other bloggers is on this whole line, like bro. I've been doing this blogging since 2018. I ain't seen the real story about G. No, no. A lot of people with a besides you, you put out real stories about. Well, if you notice, I be leaving comments and be like, "Yeah, that's true. That's
Hmm.
facts. Oh yeah, don't forget about that." It's
Right.
not no other blogger I can do that with. Like, yeah, that's true. That's facts.
Yeah,
They
because
go,
they
they
be
go, they
fake.
go by what they see.
We done seen a lot of rappers and a lot of bloggers come and mess with you, and then you know what I mean, come and turn. You see what I'm saying? They change. You know what I'm saying? So me and you, the way we always did it, where you know what I mean, how we started off was comparing notes, and then these niggas were talking to us behind the scenes and saying one thing to you and saying another thing to me, and the rappers was actually trying to put us against each other at first. The rappers
But
was doing
that.
this.
But you gotta remember this too, though. That's how they did. That's how they did. With the Black Panther, they got infiltrate. Yeah, they
Yeah.
got infiltrate. They got cause problems and stuff. If they don't cause problems or whatever, but think about it. If we was weak minded and we start going at each other or whatever like that, they gonna love that. Controversy sell like a mug or whatever like that. So that's what they always wanted to see, cause they know we compare notes or whatever like that and stuff. We gonna be like, hold on. Some ain't adding up, but either we gonna be like,
I'm at
oh
the
yeah, he
point
told me that too.
I'm at the point in this blogging thing where I ain't even trying to, you know what I'm saying, prove I'm right to nobody. I'm gonna say how I feel and say what it is at this point because when you give it to them real, they still get mad.
And see, and I'm at that point too. It's more like I'm not finna argue with nobody, whatever. That's 3,000 something. That's 3,000 something else for me. I'm not finna do that. And I had to learn that though. You feel me? I had to learn. I really had to learn. So when you was doing your video, telling them or whatever like that, they look like somebody grandma or this character, that character or
But
whatever.
A3,
I,
you know how that came along? All the intros came along because the niggas kept coming in the comments hating and talking crazy, bro. And I just got tired of hearing it, bro. So I was like, let me just diss them first before I even start saying something.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So yeah, man, that's how that came
See,
along,
my
man.
thing, but my thing be this right here, bro. All these people that be talking, bro, like I said, they fall, but I'm just saying, like, y'all ain't trying to fight nobody. Y'all trying to shoot. That's
Yeah.
it. Y'all trying to shoot. So if y'all really had a problem with DJ or whatever, like it's a guy or whatever I seen at the store, and he was like, "Hey, yo, you DJ?" And I said, "Yeah." He was like, man, I was in your comments or whatever. We got into it before or whatever like that, and we bumped heads or whatever. But hey, can I get a picture with you? I'm like, man, if it's don't be or whatever like that. That type of person or whatever. Like you one
Hmm.
way on the internet and then you a whole nother different way or whatever in person. Because I'm like this, bro, and kid you not. I'm wild like this on the internet because guess what? I saw it in my life, bro. You can talk to anybody that know me or whatever. They gonna tell you, man, that dude really don't care like that or whatever. They really do, really did have been through or whatever a lot of stuff or whatever. You feel me? So it's like
Man,
I don't. I'm
they
not no
man, see one thing about it, man. I know about the off-camera stuff that me and you talked about with the street stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I know how you really rocking, and everybody should already know that. You know what I mean? We up here, we talking freely and standing on business. You know what I'm saying? You already know that we gonna be on point off screen, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know what they be thinking. Like I said, bro, we ain't here to prove no more points than no rappers or
nothing.
no other
No,
bloggers. Know
no.
what I mean? We already spearheaded this thing, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Niggas just gotta take it, you know what I mean, and wait till we, you know what I mean, wanna go away, I guess, because we
Yeah,
faded out in
basically,
six,
yeah.
7 years.
Basically. Hey, and then CC, they gotta realize nobody could ever take our spot unless we give it to them.
Nah, they trying. They trying. It's even people from, you know what I mean, certain pockets of Louisiana that's trying to do the type of content we doing it. And then you got the artists that act like that, you know what I mean, we don't mean nothing and try to go on the other niggas' platforms and they still don't do no numbers and nobody watched the interview.
We the most watched though, to be honest or
Yeah, now
whatever like
imagine
that.
they took your other two channels.
We I bro, it'll be on because they my last one they deleted me at 35,000.
That's
It's
what
like
I'm
I go back
saying. You
harder.
should be probably damn near, you know what I'm saying, not where I'm at past me. Cause like I said, I started, you know what I'm saying, a little after you.
But
So yeah.
sometimes they don't wanna bro, they don't wanna be great, but let me tell you this, bro. They not gonna never acknowledge a nigga great until a nigga dead and gone. And
Yeah.
that's when they gonna be like, man, this dude really the GOAT. This nigga really is. They calling me that now. Don't get me wrong. I got a lot of people really calling me that. But I'm saying like as far as like other people taking your shine, cause I ain't gonna lie to you. The way you do your intros, I done seen a big top blogger try to do some stuff like that or whatever like that. It's like these big bloggers try to take away from us not so big bloggers,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell people straight up or whatever. My channel might not be big, but my name is.
Right, 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 right.
Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, I done had street dudes or whatever from BR or whatever, even from Chicago, believe it or not, mention your name to me, bro. They have mentioned you.
That's crazy. And you know, Uncle Bane told me that, man. He told me that a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, mention my name and I'm bigger than what I think I am. And I ain't never see it that way, bro. Cause I'm like a regular dude, bro. I come up here and talk my talk, roast me a nigga. That's how I gotta get it in, man. That, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm gonna tell my perspective, and that's how I always gave it up. Like I said, I blew up on the West Coast. You blew up in Chicago, and this thing we blew up off of
Chicago, yeah.
BR content, and it's crazy, you know. But look, we gonna keep it pushing. Anything you want to shout out before we get up off this interview?
You said, so I don't really fool with too many too many people, so I ain't get shout out or whatever like
I'm
that.
talking
Cause
about you plug in your channel and all that. Now, I mean,
oh yeah, man,
forget a.
subscribe to my YouTube channel. They keep taking it.
I'm a, well.
3J underscore
I'm gonna
Bros
put the
two.
link below. You really ain't even got to shout it out. I mean, as we talking, it's gonna come on the screen, and I'm gonna drop the link, nigga. Cause like I said, we gonna push greatness, nigga. Know what I'm saying? So, like I said, you one of the goats. Know what I'm saying? We had to give them this, nigga, cause this regular conversation. So we may well put it in front of the people face and let them, cause we the most hated, bro. So let them hate on this, man. They got 30 something minutes of us talking cold cash. So it is what it is, nigga. We're gonna put this out to them.
and take this interview and run with it or whatever like that. We the goats. Remember that we the top or whatever. Y'all really mean the real field TV kids. Y'all really our kids though. To be
Yeah,
honest, I ain't gonna lie.
no, they both are kids, dog. Because like I said, if it weren't for three, it wouldn't be no the real field TV. I just bought a different dynamic with it. You know what I mean? We bought two different dynamics to, you know what I mean, a topic, bro. Like your BR content is similar to mine, and we talking about the same stuff, but it's in a different way from two different aspects and two different fact points, bro. You see what I'm saying? They need
Yeah,
to just they
yeah.
yeah they just need to realize that, you know what I'm saying, we here to stay, bro. You know what I'm saying, and you know they gonna be here in the comments hating the rappers. They gonna hate because they can't go wood. You see what I'm saying? Most of them can't go wood. You know what I mean? And they want us to do a video on them, and we just ain't gonna do it because you ain't good enough. I just want to say that before I get out of here. You know what I'm saying? With that
Yeah,
being
and I appreciate. Like I remember last time I had the last channel they deleted or whatever. I want to give you your flowers. I appreciate you even like help bro build his channel back up. Like I said, they started subscribing or whatever, and I want to appreciate you that because like one thing about you never looked at me as a threat or whatever like that. You looked at me like this black and world needs you 3J type stuff or whatever. A lot of people
Mhm.
look at me as threats and don't want to see me succeed because it's a channel that's way bigger than me that actually got me deleted or whatever like that. And I told him, I
Man,
say, when you got me deleted, if you rub it in my face that y'all bigger than me, why you got me deleted or whatever, he couldn't even answer that. So I appreciate that or whatever, like because the one thing with you, no matter no matter how many subscribers you gained or whatever like that or whatever, you was the same person or whatever. Even though we probably fell out of contact with each other,
yeah.
but you didn't let the subscribers or whatever really go to your head because you was still giving me shout outs and be like, what's up, 3J? So I appreciate that
Yeah,
though.
and every time I see you in the comments, I go up under your drink if I see it, bro. So like I'ma always be like that. You know what I mean? I'ma always reach back to the people that was bigger than me when I was coming up that I was watching. I used to watch your content. You see what I'm saying? And that's how I sparked up the idea, man. Damn, you know what I mean? People just talking about this side of NBA, this side of TBG. What about that guy in the background? You know? And that's when I bought that, and that's when the streets came. See, the streets like the real, they like the underdog. And I started talking about the underdogs. You know what I'm saying? So we merged it together, and there here we is, man. Two of the top people doing this type of content.
But yeah, but before the last thing I want to say is whatever, shake back being,
Hmm.
cause like I said, like you like it ain't nothing to be ashamed about. It being in the street, that's what comes with it. You feel me? Like that's what comes with it. When you in these streets or whatever, either you gonna go to jail or you gonna get popped or either put in that ground or whatever. That's what I learned the hard way. I be careful how I move because like I said, I got two little boys and I ain't gonna lie to you. They both of us was savages or whatever like that. I get called from the school every goddamn day or whatever saying that they done bust somebody in the face and did this and did that. So I'm raising two boys or whatever, and I do not want them to be gangsters at all.
I know, I know. And that's what people got to realize, man. Motherfuckers be sitting up there trying to act like, you know what I'm saying, that we trying to, you know what I'm saying, following these motherfucking footsteps or something, or glorify something. We just trying to, you know what I mean, bring it to a point where we were trying to, I started talking positive.
Yeah, and see that's why I be trying to do it. Like I might sound like I'm being harsh or whatever, but to be honest or whatever, I'm just telling them something their daddy should have told them. You feel me? Sure, when they do stupid stuff, I'm telling you that's stupid. And then it ain't me just saying to be all. I'm telling rappers and taxis, no matter what, if you do stupid stuff, you just do stupid stuff. Only thing you can do is learn from your mistakes.